All right, everybody, we are back with something really exciting today. I've got Ali and Robert from our team. We're going to be talking about the growth behind Ali's account. As you know, we got involved in this account a little while ago to show you what an account looks like, what are we doing to grow it, what's Ali doing to grow it, and then I brought Robert along today to give us a bit of perspective on where it's going, where the trend is going, and stuff like that. So first of all, guys, welcome to the channel that you own.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you, Steve.
It's hard. Who knows what to say when there's actually three people on now. So thanks for coming along, guys. I know you're busy. The first thing I wanted to do then was get a little bit of a feel for where the account is now, Ali. Like what's going on sales-wise, what countries are you selling items in. So get a state of play would be great. Obviously, Rob and Ali, you guys can both talk us through this. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think, Ali, first thing there, what we might want to do is just remove that page views, because while page views are somewhat important, they're nowhere near as important as some of the other bits. And let's just move into the second column there, the ordered product sales. Let's highlight that and move that onto the graph. Where we are here, for everybody watching, is we're inside an Amazon Seller Central account. And we're in the reports area, in the business reports. And there are a number of reports inside your Seller Central. This one where we're in is called Detailed Page Sales and Traffic. You'll see it highlighted in blue on the left-hand side. It's a very useful report whenever getting an overview. Another very interesting report, which we will look at, is the next section down called By ASINs or By Product. And that is the Detailed Page Sales and Traffic in there. Now, whenever we're inside this original detailed page sales and traffic, it immediately comes up by day and it gives you a snapshot of the last month, which is what we're looking at here. What I'd like to do is I'd just like to sort of condense this a little bit and go to by week, please, Ali, just so we can start to see the trends. Because doing things by day, it's a little bit, how would you say, it's volatile because it can go up and down, whereas whenever we're getting a week, and even a month, which we'll look at in a second, then you get a much more robust report. And let's just pull that date, Ali, back. You'll see this sort of touch bar area in the middle. You can pull your date back as far as you want. We'll just pull it back to maybe, say, the start of 2020, I guess, will give us a good look at where we're going here in the business. So obviously the graph here and the trend is extremely promising. It's very, very good looking. We run through those months at the start of the year, the weeks at the start of the year, where we're kind of hitting about £1,000. We're in a UK account here, and we're getting good consistency. And then sort of start of March, we kind of go up. You can see that trend line moving up, and almost like a new normal happening, which is popping in around the 2,000 mark, actually. So, a doubling of business. And that is purely down to more product, okay? Because on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the average offer count. We were working hard to put more product into stock, new items, as well as restocking some old ones. So we could pretty much say that is down to restocking and new items. Then we get into this area where, and you'll see this many times in your own accounts, where we hit that April 19, and we get another lift. Immediately after that, we come back down to the old normal. But now then, in the last few weeks, we're setting another new normal. So you get this, I call it like a shark teeth effect, where it goes up and down, but the trend line continues to go up. Now, if you just scroll down there from Ali on the report, you'll see now there was a crazy jump from that 2 to 3. As I said, back down to like 1 and a little bit. And now we've had 6 and 7, a lot more eyes on these products. And even at that level, Steve, we're seeing that some products have gone back out of stock again because we've had such a reaction to coming back in again. So that's really where we're moving to in the next number of months to get everything back into stock, great stock inventory.
So with everything in stock then, Rob, like where would you feel this account what's the new normal for this account? Would you think, would it be in that 6,000 mark?
Yeah, I would say 5,000 to 6,000, everything being in stock the whole way through. But I also feel that with an addition of a couple of products coming in towards the middle of the year, really where our target is £10,000 on a weekly basis.
Yeah, so even if we look at it, £6,000 over the weekly basis, obviously 52 weeks in a year by average of £6,000. We'll not go to 10 just yet. But so that's 6 by 52. So it's obviously over 300,000. What's that, Rob?
Yep. Yes, it's over 300,000. So, we're hitting well above the $250,000 mark, if you want to call it that, which is it's a good revenue milestone to hit of
yes,
revenue.
It's revenue for everybody watching. And those of you who are from the US or whatever, and you use the dollars, it's about $400,000 ish, you'd say.
Yep.
So then we would be looking at 30% of that sales amount as the net profit before tax for this business for the year. So 400,000, we're talking about 120,000 ish net profit before tax, which is really, really promising. So you were then saying, so let me ask you this question: like, what does it take to get from, say, 2 to 6 and 6 to 10? I know it's an obvious question, but I want to ask you, like, what's happened here? Why is this jumped? Like, what's happened? Is there something? Has there been some amazing traffic from Facebook been coming in? Some giveaways? Like, what's been going on?
Absolutely not, and we would never kind of do that. Two primary reasons. One is keeping your items that you've got in stock, as well as that. Just on a part B of that reason is allowing the product to bed into the system. Products are not going to get to their peak demand or very, very high demand inside the first week of being launched. That's going to take a number of months. It could take 3, 4, it could even take 6 months to get up to that level. Now, when we're launching as well on a new product, which is obviously the second reason, is bringing in new products and adding to your business. It's not rocket science, Dave, but also whenever we're launching that product, get it right for its audition day one, right? Have the pictures professional. Have the title, the bullets, the description written within an inch of their life. Have every single thing ready to rock and roll, those back-end keywords, so that day one you're coming out for that audition and you are smashing it. Rather than what some people do is they kind of have the throw-up mentality we've talked about before. That'll get it into stock and that'll get it started. That will do. And you know what? It won't do. Because what you're doing is you're failing on audition, and immediately then you're affecting your algorithm, you're affecting your conversion rate. Look at our conversion rates. Now, these are averages across the all products. So some are higher, some are lower. And look, we're getting like 25, 30, even up as high as like 46. Now, that's very, very high. But, a very broad brush average there of 30 plus. That is where we want to be. But we only get there because we're setting up that PDP, that product detail page, correct day one.
So from your perspective, Ali, what are you working on a daily, weekly basis in order to grow this business? What are the activities that are happening for you right now?
So the main thing is having that pipeline of products ready to kind of find numbers from suppliers with, and keeping that full at all times. And then well, obviously, I'm based in the UK, so my morning times are generally spent reaching out to suppliers and arranging orders from about 7 in the morning till about 11 p.m. That's when they usually kind of start closing up.
Okay, cool. So then regarding then, some people might be wondering about PPC, Rob, like this is paid advertising on Amazon's platform, be very specific for everybody watching. What's happening there? Is there much happening there at all, or what's going on?
Well, whenever we're doing research, you can research 2 different types of products. You can research a product that's in a very, very competitive niche, and you're going to have to put a lot of emphasis behind PPC and, invest money in that in order to get your sales rocking. You may need that PPC ongoing on a product like that. Mm-hmm. But remember as well, we're doing all of these products the marketplace superheroes way. So we are in those super niches. And therefore, PPC is not overly required on these products. We even have some products where the PPC is as low as $10 or $20 a month. Okay, so we don't do a lot of that because we don't need to. Remember, if consumers are typing in these words into the Amazon search box, they're finding our products anyway because they're not having to sift through the noise of a whole lot of different offers, a whole lot of deals, a whole lot of different products. We're standing out because we're in a relatively low competition market, one which has a certain amount of demand, but has a sincere lack of supply.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Well, then another question then, so people might be watching and thinking, oh, but we only saw one market here, Ali. Like, if there's other markets that you're selling in right now, could we maybe take a look at a couple of those just so people can see what's going on in the other ones?
I think too, the likes of the US market would be interesting for people. It's the other kind of, well, it is the bigger, it's the bigger marketplace. Yeah. And also, people selling in the us.com and .co.uk. It'll give them a flavor too of where we are with that.
What always happens here is that we always talk about how we sell globally at Marketplace Superheroes, but invariably when people watch a video like this, if they only see a pound sign, people are, oh, well, it only works in Europe now. We know all that, right? Obviously, Ali launched in Europe initially, which is where its bigger market is, but he's selling in other places. So I thought it'd be cool let's take a quick look at the same graph, Ali, in some other countries, just so people can get a feel for that. And then I think that'll wrap us up for today as an account update on what's going on.
Yeah, I would just do the same again, sort of click off the page views, click on the order product sales, and let's just go by week to start with. And then we'll show people how to click onto the month, because we forgot to do that inside the UK one. And, what we're going to see here is a very, very similar graph. We can see that right there. Okay, we've got a trend line going up. Started
page views, Ali, and we'll add the other ones then.
Yeah, so page views for some reason it's just not working. The drop down's not coming down.
Just go over the order product sales and see if we can add that into the graph. There we go. So yeah, it kind of follows the page views, and so we're moving along, as I say. Starts off fairly steady at the start of the year. Then we get that new normal. Because we're adding in those products and we're still being allowed to bed our other products in. So at the start of the year, we're in around, the $200, $300, maybe even $400 mark. And then we move into March, where we get into those four figures, and we're hitting that regularly then the whole way through March and into the start of April.
Scroll right there, Ali, just so everyone can get a feel for those. There you go. Wow.
Yeah. And now, we're getting into a new normal of about $3,000. So, yep, not quite as high as the United Kingdom, but the US was actually the second marketplace. So we've got a little bit longer to go. We've also got some products that we only currently have in Europe. That's where they launched. And they're starting to move into the US market. And again, Steve, exactly the same scenario. Why is this growth happening? We're allowing products to bed in. We're getting our PDP right day one. We're adding more products in. And Ali, if you just want to click on by month, just so that everybody knows.
Robbie, even here then, we're seeing it that we calculated the UK out for the year at $400,000-ish, all things remaining equal. But this is really promising here too. This is monthly 6, 7.
Yeah, broad brush, probably looking at like $100,000 for the year.
$500,000 now in revenue with this across the board in this business, which is where we talked about, Ali. We were talking. I don't even think we were that high in our forecast in the last video. So that's pretty interesting. And this isn't these, and there's other markets that we sell in too. But this is great. This is so encouraging, and it's really just down to what you said, Robert. Adding more products into the business, getting the product detail page right from the off, just getting things right, just doing the research correctly. And again, you guys that are watching this video, you can see that the average offer count there in the latest month, being May, we're talking about 7 items on average there. So it's not like there's 100 items either. It's still a relatively small amount of products, Robert.
Yep, but again, you look at unit session percentage, which is your conversion rate. It tells exactly the same story, okay? We're building it up. So we actually have some lower ones at the start of the year, about 15%. Still good, industry standard between sort of 10 and 20%. That 15 is bang on. But now we're getting more of these newer products in. Their conversion rates are higher. And they're moving that average up. So we're now in the, about 30%, I would say is a good average there. And, people are maybe asking, how did you get the 100,000? Well, the month that we're currently in is not yet over. We're about 2/3 of the way through. We're at 7,500. That's going to get into the 5-figure mark at 10,000. Multiply that by 12, you're over the 100 grand, Steve.
Awesome, great. So we don't have too much time left today because I know you guys are busy. But in the other markets, just really quickly, then Germany, France, those kind of markets, Rob. Like as a whole, what's that at a monthly hitting a monthly now, roughly speaking.
Yeah, the other European continents is about €5,000, broad brush the whole way across. So again, that's probably about $6,000. So about another $70,000 to $75,000 on the European side. What we're seeing is, the German and French markets are the strongest out of those two. Out of those four, and the other two, then Italy and Spain, obviously making up a bit of business too. So it's great overall, the whole thing. And again, moving those products in that we have and making sure that they're available in all marketplaces. Those PDPs are right every day, and continuing to move in more and more product.
Amazing. So you would estimate then, obviously, like its trajectory is looking like it's going towards 600,000-ish, maybe a little bit less in a yearly revenue. How long do you feel it'll take for this business to be, a 7-figure business, which is what a lot of people obviously.
Yeah, I think once we can get, we talk about, hitting 7 figures or on a trend line to getting 7 figures. I kind of look at the trend line, and that has to be within 12 months. It's more likely to be within 9 months, because what we're really talking about there is a monthly, sales revenue figure of 80,000 US. We're going to get very, very close to that before the end of the year. If we need a couple of months into the following year to achieve that, that will be perfectly fine.
Well, that's great. Well, look, guys, thanks so much for both your time. I know you're busy with 20 and 20 project. Those of you in the Marketplace Superheroes world will know what that's about in Product Mastermind. So thanks for jumping on for a few minutes with me this morning and bringing everybody through this. I know it's going to inspire a lot of people. So guys, make sure you jump into the comments, and please give Robert and Ali a big thank you. Like this video as well, as always. And thanks again, guys, for your time. I'll speak to you very soon.